Today's session is going to be on Ansible Tower. I know most of you must be familiar with Ansible and Ansible Tower also maybe, and you must have worked with Ansible Engine priorly and maybe on Ansible Tower also. But yeah, again, this is one of the sessions that is going to thoroughly give you an idea of how Ansible Tower works and what are the capabilities that it provides and how we can, whatever we are doing on Ansible Engine, how we can benefit from Ansible Tower. So that is what the whole purpose. So I'm not going to cover much on Ansible, but to give you all the basics, so Ansible is an automation tool or IAC tool, you can say. Basically, it does the part of configuration management. You can even provision nodes through Ansible. But yeah, so for provisioning part, you can opt for other IAC tools like Terraform, and it's pretty awesome if we compare it with Ansible for just provisioning. But Ansible is mainly for the configuration management part. Once your VMs are up and running, once your nodes are up and running, you can do some configuration like installing some agent or any day-to-day activity. Like you have to manage anything. All these things you can you can do through Ansible. And Ansible Tower is again, you can say it's a UI-based platform that lets you, that gives you a centralized platform from where you can manage all the Ansible related automation. So there are a few components of Ansible Towers and architecture, and there are a few other benefits apart from what Ansible Engine gives us. So I'm going to explain all of this in today's session. So these are the etiquettes you all must be familiar with, but yeah, punctuality, feedback, the silent mode, and there should be no disturbance in between. Yeah, so let's hop to the today's agenda. So first I will cover what it is. What Ansible Tower is. So currently it's been updated and it is going to be called as Ansible Automation Platform from now onwards. Few months back, it's been upgraded to AAP. So basically AAP, you can say it's an updated version of Ansible Tower with some additional security and governance benefits that it provides us. Now the key feature that provide or Ansible Tower provides, then the benefits of it, architecture, components associated to the Ansible Tower, then integrations. Basically Ansible Tower gives us the capability to integrate with other tools also. Monitoring tools also you can integrate with, ticketing tool also you can integrate with, security and authentication tool also you can integrate with. So those capabilities are there in integration. So we're going to cover that. Now, apart from that, I'm going to list few of the use cases that I have done in past through Ansible and Ansible Tower both. Now the alternatives of it and the demo and the final is going to be the conclusion. Yeah, so let's start with the Ansible automation platform, what it is. So again, as I said, it's a web-based automation platform that gives you a centralized place from where you can manage all your Ansible related automation. You can see all the job templates. So later in this session, I'm gonna tell you how to create a job template and what it is and how you can trigger it. So again, this is a web-based platform with a centralized interface through which you can manage all your Ansible automation. Now it's been developed by Red Hat, and it's an enterprise tool. You have to pay for it. So basically, there is a license that you need to inject when you are going to install Red Hat Ansible platform on a multi-node cluster or a single node cluster. Again, there are multiple ways to install Ansible Tower. So it could be a single node setup, a standalone setup, what we call it, on which your tower node, your Postgres node, all these things is going to be on a single node, or it could be a multiple node cluster. So I'm gonna reference, I'm gonna send a link over chat at the end of the session from where you can install Ansible Tower. So for this session also, I have recently installed this Ansible Tower. So I even give you a brief of the steps that you need to take to install Ansible Tower platform. And you have to inject license. So basically Red Hat provides a 60 days of license that you can basically trial license that you can use to license your Ansible automation platform if you are trying to test it, just for learning purpose. So those things that you can do. Even I installed this Ansible automation platform through a license that is trial one. Now the key features of Ansible Tower. So since I have listed all these key features, so I'm gonna show you the dashboard also side by side, so you can see where exactly we can implement these things. For example, let's say job scheduling. So how we can implement it and where is this capability over the dashboard. So I'm gonna show it side by side. Is this screen visible? The one with Ansible Tower?
Yes.
Okay. So this is the Ansible Tower. Actually, this is something that I installed. And I mean, this is the first IP or host name. You're gonna see this page where you're gonna be asked to authenticate. So you have to pass your username and password. Again, this username and password comes from the inventory file that you're gonna supply during the installation of Ansible Tower. So there inside the inventory file, you have the variables for username and password. So whatever username and password you wanna give there, the same is going same you have to put it here to authenticate with your Ansible Tower. So yeah, so once you will log in, you will get this particular UI with a pretty extensive in or what I can say informative dashboard. Here you can see the number of hosts that I have added, the inventories that I have, the projects I have created, and these are I mean statistics of past months or past 24 hours or past week, all you can say. Even job type you can filter. So these are all the filters that you can, or visibility you can apply to view what all templates or jobs you have executed in the past. Now these are the recently used templates that is going to show up here, and then the job runs is going to show up here. And this is the section the most time you're going to work with, and especially this resources section that you're going to work with most of the time. So basically here, if you see inside the views, it's just the views part. I mean, just for visualization purpose. So if we have ran a job template, you're going to see it up here. Similarly, you have schedules. If you have any job template scheduled at a particular month or particular week or particular day or particular hour, so all those schedules that you are going to create is going to show up here. And yeah, these are rest of the options that you will get that I'm going to explain further when I move from into the slides. So let's go back to slides again. Now, so there are a few features. First one is job scheduling. So job scheduling. So I just shown you here, like this is the schedules tab from where you can create a schedule. I mean, it is going to show you the schedule, but how you're going to create it is up here. So basically, schedules are for a job template or a workflow template that you create. Again, if we see, I've clicked inside a job template named MySQL cluster installation. Here, apart from other option, you have this option of schedules that you can configure, and you can add it up here. And again, you have the option to at what time you want to start, and also the frequency at which this scheduler is going to run or this job template is going to run. So it could be at every minute or hour or day or week or month. So I mean, according to your need, you can select whatever you want, and you can run a job template on a particular schedule. So this is the scheduling feature that Ansible Tower provides that you are not going to get in Ansible engine. Maybe through cron jobs or something, you can trigger your playbook at a certain interval of time, but not explicitly from a web platform or what again a centralized platform. You are not going to get it through Ansible engine. Now let's go back to key features again. Now there is a workflow capability also inside Ansible Tower. So what you can do, you can integrate multiple job templates inside a workflow. And once you trigger that workflow, it is going to trigger those job templates one by one. And also you can set like the second template should run or not based on success or error. So all these features are there. So, okay, let me walk you through the workflow also. So inside the template section again, if you go, if you click on this plus icon, you will have this button as workflow template and job template. Job template is a single, what I can say, it's a single master task that you are going to run. Inside that you can have subsequent tasks, but it's a single master task, what I can say. But workflow is a chain of job templates. You can create multiple, I mean, you can create a workflow where you can hit or you can run multiple job templates inside of it. Based, as I said, based on a success or failure condition. So how you gonna create, like first you have to give it a name. Like for example, let's give it a name test and save it. Dashboard details also you can fill like organization that this workflow is going to be associated with. All these things you can create. Now if you click on this start, you will get this rectangle box. And here in the right side, you will get this all the job templates that you are going to integrate with your workflow. So it could be a it could be a job template also. It could be a project that you want to sync first. So basically each job template is associated with a project, and that you have to sync if you are making any changes in the code, in the source code. Again, I will show you how you are going to create a project. But for a workflow, what you can do, you just have to click on start, and you have to pick which type of node you want to attach to this workflow. Now, if you select templates, you will get all the templates that you have created, and you can attach one. Like for example, demo job template, and you have to click it when to run it on always. So currently it's on always, or also the conversions, because it's the first one. So it is going to be set at always only. But if I add a next job template, for example, let me click on plus. Now the second one, you can configure whether to run it on success of the first one or the failure of the first one. For example, there is a job template that you have created, and you want, if there is any failure, roll back whatever has been done. Then at that case, what you can do, this job template is going to be your master job template that is going to perform the task. And if it fails, you can set this run as on failure, and you can attach a job template which is going to roll back whatever you have done so far. So that is some capability that Ansible Tower provides. So you can create a workflow and integrate your job templates and run it based on success or failure, or you can set it as always. Now let's go back to the key features. Now the third one is RBAC. RBAC is again role. So it's, as we already know, RBAC is something that most of the tool provides. So it's a role-based access control. I mean, no, not everyone should access everything that we have over the portal. Like for example, if there is a team who has created few of the job templates, you don't want to share it with other team, then what you can do, you can attach all those job templates, and only the users within that team and attached to that job template is going to have the access. Otherwise, not everyone is going to have the access. So RBAC capability is also there on Ansible Tower. Let me close this one. So our capabilities, you can handle it from access section. Again, it's an administrative, you will need an administrative right to set all these things. Not everyone is going to have the access to manage users, teams, and organization. So if you click on the organization, the first time you are going to install Ansible Tower, you will have a default organization automatically set up when you install the Ansible Tower. But you can create multiple organization. Now, what organization is? So it's a high level of segregation of your users or teams, what I can say. So it's the top level of segregation, what I can say. Now inside an organization, you can have multiple teams, and you can have multiple users, and multiple users can be assigned to a teams. So these things, and multiple teams can be also assigned to an organization. So that is some hierarchy that we have over here in Ansible Tower. And now we have job templates, inventories, projects associated to a particular organization. And now if you want to give access of a particular job template to a particular team only, that all you can handle from up here. Like for example, if I have a job template, this one, install packages, I can apply permissions from here. There is a tab called permissions, and currently I have the admin role. So I am the user admin also. So user admin has all the access, I mean admin access of this particular job template. But similarly, you can assign other permissions also. For example, if you have a team or a user you want to give access to this job template, you can assign it from here. So this is related to RBAC. Okay, now let's go back to the key features again. Now the job history report, you will get an extensive history of your job with a particular level of verbose that you are going to set over job template. And for example, if you have run a particular job template now, and suppose after 2 days you want to see what all step happened, or someone from other team want to see what all step happened and where the failure happened, anything. So there is a history that Ansible Tower maintains, and that is called job history. So you can see it up here from job section. So this is job section. You will see all the histories that we have, past history that we have. Now for the cleanup also, so what you can see, you don't want your Ansible Tower to have all the jobs from, like suppose past 30 months, past 30 days. You don't want Ansible to store jobs which is older than 30 days. So you can have a cleanup activity, you can have a schedule. So these predefined schedules are already there. So you can clean up your jobs like this one, clean up job schedule. So this is going to clean up at an interval that you are going to set for this job. So that is something that you can do. So this is for job cleanup, but the history is going to show up here, and you can even filter it. So there are many things, and even views are there, like expanded view, like when this is finished, when this got started, all these things you can, if you click on the expanded view, you're gonna see all these details of here. Now these are the sorting methods that we have, like name, ascending, like the all things are project name, finish time, start time, all these things are up here. Even you can search for it. Like for example, if you click on, sorry, if you type install, it is going to look for all the jobs with the name install. So there are other filters also what you can apply, and you can filter your jobs or from the history that you can do. Now going back to the key features, you have the RESTful API support for creating an Ansible Tower object. So currently what you are seeing is like you have a dashboard and you are creating whatever objects that you want. Like objects is templates, credential, projects, or inventories. So these things you can create from up here. But Ansible Tower also provide a UI that you can trigger to create, update, or even delete a object that Ansible Tower uh, creates basically from a UI. So basically, how you can access those API, you just have to, I mean, there is a quick or shortcut way, what I can say. You just have to copy your URL for Ansible Tower, and you just have to click on API/v2. That is all you can do. And you will get all these APIs related to Ansible Tower. Now, if you want to see all the job templates that we have, so here you can see there is one for job templates. You can click on this one. Now inside this, you will get the JSON data containing all the job templates that we have and the details related to that job template. For example, ID related to that job template is listed up here, and the type, what type of template it is, and then the URL of it containing the ID and all these related details. Now from here, you can make requests also. Yeah. So you can post up the content. I mean, whatever type of job template you want to create and which inventory you want to attach, all these details you can post it from here and make a post request, and it is going to create a job template for you. I mean, currently it is saying this field may not be blank. So you just have to fill all the required fields that are required to create a job template, and you hit the post request. It is going to create your job template from up here also. So basically the point is that Ansible Tower provides you an API. Ansible Tower has APIs that you can use to integrate with your backend or any kind of backend to create Ansible Tower objects, or even manage management of Ansible Tower objects. Let's say update or delete. All these things you can do through the Ansible Tower API. You don't even need to go on UI to even do that, even manage those objects. So yeah, that's a powerful thing. So I will later show how these APIs can be used in few of the use cases that I have already done in past. So I will give you an example. So let's get back to features again. Now the next one is scalability and high availability. So you can scale your Ansible Tower node and it could be highly available. So for example, this one is the standalone cluster that standalone setup what I have. But what you can do, you can set up a multi-node cluster having multiple master nodes and multiple Postgres node, so that it is going to be highly available. So suppose Postgres node gets down, then the other one is going to pick up. So you can set up an active passive way of database. Like if the first one goes down, then the second one is going to pick it up, and your automation will work. I mean, automation will not stop. So that's the thing. So you can set up a multi-node cluster to make it scalability and high availability also. Now the next thing is highly informative dashboard that I already explained, and an extensive level of log visualization option. So that we have over here. So even if you are going to run a job template, you have several options of debugging. For example, if I click on this job template and you are going, and this is a verbosity field. So currently it's on normal. If you want a debugging mode, you can set it to debug. And if you want to even debug the connection level of debugging, if you want a connection level of debugging, you can set it at verbose level of 4. So yeah, so this is how you wanna get the detailed logs of all the job templates and all the jobs that you are running through Ansible Tower. Now the next one is survey to pass on the user's choices and automation playbook. So in Ansible engine, you can pass it through -e option, right? So those are the extra ways that you can pass while you trigger a Ansible playbook from Ansible engine. The same you can do from job templates also. So basically, now there are two options inside the job template. One is this extra variable section that is kind of static. So if you want to change it, so you have to basically, for example, my playbook needs a variable called uh, a Boolean variable, suppose test run or anything test run, and you are setting it to true. So this is one of the options, extra variables that you can pass to your playbooks from up, Ansible automation from up here. But there is another option, and it's kind of static. If you want to change it, you have to again set it to true or false, and then you are going to trigger it. But there is another option of survey also that you can apply to your job template. Then the survey is nothing but a form that you are going to be given once you are going to launch this job template. So I have one of the job templates with the survey. So I'm going to show you how it works. So this is one of the job templates that I've created, and it has a survey also. So survey you can create from up here. I will show you how to create one. But for now, let's launch it. And this is the form, a survey form that you will get, and from where you can fill all the details. And it is going to be passed as an extra wedge to your automation. So, and it is going to have the highest precedence up here. So that's the thing. And whatever variable or inputs that you are going to pass up here, you can see it, visualize it in the view section up here. So this is the extra variable that is going to pass. So currently you can see from here, I haven't passed anything, but since I passed it from survey, then again, it is going to show up here in the extra variable. So this kind of feature that Ansible Tower provides, where you get a form and you can, user has a choice to fill the details and options that the automation playbook requires. And according to the choice, that automation is going to happen. So that's the benefit of it. Now, how you can create a survey, I'm going to show you right now. So look, I have currently one field in the survey, but you can add multiple. Like for example, if I want to add another field in the survey. So for example, let's say prompt name of the job. You can put a description, but it's not required. And variable name. This is the variable name that you have to use in your playbooks to access this particular variable, what you are passing from up here. Now answer type. Now this field, particular field that you are creating, this extra value that you are creating, what it is, what type of variable it is. Is it a text area, or password? So all these options that you will get, is it an integer, or you want to set up a multiple choice or multiple choice, multiple select? So all these options that you get from up here in the survey. Suppose if I want to create a multiple choice, multiple select. Now, if you want to create multiple choice, multiple select, you have to give few options. Select options to your user, like example test 1, test 2, test 3. And similarly, you can give more, and so that user can select multiple options out of it. Now, default answer you can put any, or you can leave it. It's not required, and you can add it from here like this. Now, if I save it and launch it from up here, yeah, you will see there is another field, and it's a multiple choice, multiple select. It means you can select multiple options out of it. So currently test 1 was selected, you have selected test 3 also, and you can even pass test 3. Now this variable that you have that you are passing from up here, it is going to be passed as a list with a variable name that we gave while creating this particular field. So that name variable is a list that you can access in your Ansible playbook and do the further automation. So that you can do. Now let's go back again. Yeah, so that is all regarding the key features. Again, there is one additional feature that we have. In fact, most of the IA tools will have, that is to have the restore and backup. But here, what is this restore and backup is pretty easy. You just have to run a single command to have it as a backup, and then you can restore it again from a single command. So that command is basically, when you install Ansible Tower, you have to hit a command. Basically, you have to hit a script called setup.sh. The same script, if you hit with -b flag, it is going to create a backup of your Ansible job templates and everything, whatever state you have at present. So it is going to back it up. Now, if you want to store it, you just have to run that particular script again with a -r flag, and that is going to restore it. So that's one of the other capabilities that we have on Ansible Tower. Now the benefits. Now the benefits what we have is easy to manage inventories credential through GUI instead of doing it through engine. Again, in engine we have to create, if you want to manage inventories, it is a bit complex. You have to create inventory file. Inside that inventory file, you have to make sure that you have groups or host, all these things are properly created. But here you have a section. I mean, this section what we have up here. Here, all the inventories that you are going to create and everything, you can manage it from up here. Suppose if you want to create an inventory, you can create it from up here, give it a name, create a group inside of it, attach host to the group or attach host to the inventory directly. So all these things you can do. So I've already created an inventory for the demo purpose. So this is my inventory that I've created called MySQL cluster, and I have a group inside of it, data and management. And if I show you, these groups are attached to few of the hosts. For example, this is one of the host machine that I'm going to manage through Ansible Tower, and it is attached to a management group. And now these two are attached to data group. Now, why we are doing all this segregation? So suppose if you want to run a playbook or an automation, I mean, it's a redundant kind of task, but you want to run it on multiple nodes. So what you can do, you can group them in a particular, sorry, you can add them in a particular group, and you can just apply the automation over that group, and it is going to do the automation or whatever changes that you want over that group only, not all the groups that you have inside the inventory. So that you can do. Even from templates also, you can pass the limits. So there are two things. So you can pass the group over the playbook itself. I mean, when you create the Ansible playbook, let me show you one of them. Yeah. So this is one of the master playbook that I have. Now here we have the host as all set. It means it is going to pick up all the hosts inside the inventory. Now here you can see it's a different one. It's a group name. So it is going to pick all the hosts inside that group only, not all the hosts inside the inventory. So similar to that, you can have this host entry from up here also. Or if we have the host, you can limit it from job template also. From up here, you can pass the limit. If you click on this description tab, you can see you can pass your host name or the group name from up here, and it is going to run on that particular host or group only. So yeah, that's one of the few features that we have. Now the other benefits that we have is capability to create projects and fetch the code from different sources. Again, if we have your code pushed to, I mean, whatever Ansible code that you have written, if you are pushed to GitHub, then it has the capability and it has the feature that lets you create a project. And inside the project, you can mention the URL, repository URL, basically from where you want to fetch your code. And then after fetching, you can do the automation. I mean, you can create the job template that you want. Let's say, for example, in my case, I've created this project called MySQL cluster. And this is the URL, GitHub URL that I have, where I have put my Ansible automation code. So I have to mention it. Now, again, if you have a public repository, you don't need to pass any credential. And if you have a private, you just create a credentials from up here. This is the credentials that you can create from up here. And for a GitHub cred, you can click on this plus icon. And for credential type, you can just click on source control. Yeah, source control, this one. Source control is nothing but your GitHub credentials. And you can pass your username and password from up here, or private key, whatever that you have, for authentication purpose to your GitHub repository. And the same you can attach here in this section. So if I click on this one, and if I click on the crate, so this is the git crate that I have. So I can click on it and select it, and it is going to, I mean, and again, you have to save it. So this is something, this is how you are going to create a project, which is basically creating a project is nothing. I mean, it's basically its basic work is to fetch your code from the source control that you have, whatever source control that you have, so that you can do. Now let's go back to benefits. Ability to schedule jobs at a particular day, time, or month. Yeah, we have already seen the Ansible Tower gives you an ability to schedule jobs at a particular day, time, or month. So that is an benefit. That is a benefit that you get from Ansible Tower. Now the next one is better administrative control. Now what I mean by better administrative control, if we have the admin access, then you can, I mean, again, manage all the access related to a particular job template inventory, whatever object that we create from Ansible Tower, you can manage the accessibility of it through these sections. So, and it's an easy way to manage your access related to objects that we have created over Ansible Tower. So yeah, so Ansible Tower has this benefit where it has a better administrative control and easy, what you can say, you can easily control all this RBAC functionality that you want for your Ansible Tower objects. Now the next one is dynamic inventory capability. Now this is one of the best feature that we have in Ansible Tower. You can create a dynamic inventory. So what dynamic inventory means? So suppose you have a provider, cloud provider, and you don't want to add the VM host that you are creating from there, and you don't want to manually add inside this inventory section. You want it to fetch it. You want the Ansible Tower to fetch it automatically from the cloud provider. So for that reason, we have this dynamic inventory section. So you can click on inventory, and you can give it a name like AWS if you want to fetch all the hosts related to AWS. But even there are filters also. You don't need to fetch all the hosts. You can fetch all we can fetch the VMs based on those filters also. So those things are there. So for example, if I want to fetch for AWS, let's say, so let me first save it. Now these are the sources that Ansible Tower provides from where you can fetch your VMs or host, what you can say, create a new source, what I can say. And now inside the source section, you can have these multiple sources. You can fetch it from VMware vCenter, it is an on-prem environment, or you can fetch from Amazon EC2 cloud provider or Google Compute. So every single provider, the popular ones is listed up here. You can fetch those hosts dynamically on the run through Ansible Tower. So that's one of the capability that Ansible Tower provides. The other next one is RESTful API to manage platform objects. Again, so I just shown a few minutes back. So you are going to get extensive API. So whatever thing that you can do from up here manually from dashboard, all these things you can do from API that we have here. And it's an easy way. I mean, this is an easy way to get all the APIs that we have. Even there is a documentation for the APIs that you can look. But this is one of the easy ways through which you can see what all APIs that we have and what are all the requests. I mean, for example, what are all the methods that a particular API provides, all these things you can see. And even you can hit an API from up here. Like you can see, say like if you have worked prior on Swagger, so Swagger gives you an API and a dashboard from where you can hit those APIs. So all these things, the same capability we have from up here. The same things you can do from up here. Now let's go back to the benefits. So yeah, that is all regarding the benefits. Now the architecture. Now again, Ansible Tower, again, it has the tower nodes. Now in my case, I have this standalone tower node. So my tower node and the database, all these things are on same node. Same node. Yeah, same VM, what I can say. But if we have multi-cluster node, you can have a separate, multiple tower nodes, and then you can have multiple database node attached to each other. Talking to each other. And then inside the job templates, you can mention all these things. So basically, Ansible or Ansible Tower, all these things comprised of all these components, that is inventory, playbooks, credentials, and these are clients. These clients are host machines that you have to manage through this Ansible Tower or Ansible engine. So yeah, this is the architecture. You will have the tower node, you will have the Postgres database node, and then your job templates, inventories, credentials, and the host that you want to manage. Now the components, again, even if you are installing an Ansible Tower, deep down it's going to use Ansible engine also, because at the end, everything, it's just a dashboard, but the thing is going to happen through Ansible engine only. So the underlying component that we have is Ansible engine itself. But just that there is an additional benefit that you get a centralized dashboard through Ansible Tower. Yeah, again, the web interface that you will get. So this is second component. Now the REST APIs, I already talked about it. Now the Postgres database, again, all this database related to your Ansible Tower execution or job template or inventories, all this is going to be saved in PostgreSQL. Now the Ansible Tower also uses a message broker, that is RabbitMQ. It's a popular one. So this configuration also you can configure while you are going to install your Ansible Tower through inventory file. Now these are few of the integrations that you get through Ansible Tower. That is infrastructure level of integration. That is, you can manage all these providers, for example, VMware, or Windows. So there are few other providers, cloud providers also listed up here, and even you can manage containers also. So there is an integration with OpenShift also for Ansible Tower. So you can have a look into that also. And these are the network integration that you have and DevOps tools. Even you can set up notifications for your job templates. Like for example, if a job template fail or success or even starts, you can set up notification. So basically Ansible Tower gives capability to set notifications that you can set from up here. So if you click on this notification tab, you can click on this plus tab again. Now you give it a name. Now choose a type. So these are the few of the integrations that we have for notification. You can set it via mail, send your notification via mail or a Grafana. So all these things are there. So this is the capability, one of the few capabilities or benefits or key features that Ansible provides. Yeah, so these are the integrations, popular integrations that we have in Ansible. Yeah. Now, these are the few use cases that I have done in the past. One is like you can perform day one operations. Day one operations are basically you're spinning up instances, or not just a single instances. If you want, there is there is a requirement where you have to spin up multiple instances at once with a particular configuration. For example, let's say a team comes and they want n number of VMs with a particular tool, or what I can say isn't installed, like backup isn't or security isn't installed. So all these things you can do through a single automation playbook, and you create a job template and trigger that playbook via that job template, and it is going to spin up those number of instances, and then post that it's going to install the host on those instances also. So again, it is going to handle on-prem or cloud provider. So basically, if you have a native VMware vCenter, running in your company infrastructure, so that also you can manage, or you can manage your cloud providers also. In my case also, I'm running it over a VirtualBox. So basically all that matters, that VM should be accessible from Ansible Tower, and that is it. If it is accessible, you can manage it. It doesn't, you don't need to worry about where it is relying. You just need that connectivity. Ansible Tower should be reachable to that VM. Basically that VM should be reachable from Ansible Tower, what I want to say. Now the next thing is managing those instances at regular intervals, like patching, taking backup. Yeah. So this is one of the popular activities that why people opt for Ansible Tower. So if they want patching active, so they have an automation for patching, but they don't want just to run it at a particular at once. They want it to run multiple times at a particular time or interval, or monthly basis or weekly basis. So you can write an automation for patching or even a backup of all your VMs, and you can create a job template out of it, and you can create a schedule for those job templates to run it monthly or weekly. So all these things you can do from Ansible Tower. Now the next one is using workflows to manage the entire life cycle of an instance, from provisioning to running tests required and later scrapping the same. So yeah, you can have a workflow that is going to spin up an instance. Then you have an automation after that particular job template that is going to run certain test and produce the output wherever you want, and then scrap it once your test is done. So this is needed when you don't want your resources to be up there after testing, because it is not going to be used, right? So you just spin it up, use it for testing, and then scrap it. So that is one of the things that you can achieve through Ansible Tower through workflows, basically. Now I've written like it is going to do your entire provisioning and deprovisioning workflow through the platform. So yeah, so provisioning means not just spinning up the instance. Spinning up the instance, post that, do whatever, like for example, host installation or whatever that you want to do. And you can also have a deprovisioning workflow that is going to do firstly what it is going to do, it is going to stop all the services that are running on that VM. Detach it from the service. For example, if we have a agent that is a server client setup, that kind of thing, right? So you want to remove the entry from server first, and then you want to remove the host, the client entry from your machine, and then you want to delete the VM, not directly delete the VM. So all this workflow, deprovisioning workflow, you can create through Ansible Tower, and you can create a workflow and attach it to it. So now the next thing is RESTful API. Again, the RESTful API has a powerful capability that I've seen in past also. So you can integrate it with ServiceNow. So basically, one of the few use cases that I worked is integrating Ansible Tower with ServiceNow. So what it is going to do, on ServiceNow, you will get a catalog. So basically, first there will be a ticket, and according to a ticket, what IT team can do, or whatever who is managing ServiceNow, what they can do, they can have an access to catalog, which is again a form. So inside ServiceNow, you will get a catalog that you have to fill it up, and underlying thing is like basically in the backend there is going to be a workflow attached to that ServiceNow. It's not an Ansible Tower workflow. Again, it's a ServiceNow workflow that you can create, and that is going to be attached to that.
Yeah. Shubham, I'm really sorry to interrupt in between, but we just have 3 more minutes left for the session.
Oh, yeah, it's okay. So yeah, that you can do through ServiceNow. So basically the demo part I'm already doing. So we don't need to explicitly do it at the end. So I'm already showcasing how Ansible Tower is going to work. So we don't need to explicitly do it. So do it. So we can wrap up in 3 minutes. That's not a problem.
We have two now. Sorry.
No worries. So from service now you can trigger your Ansible Tower job template. So that's the end thing that I wanted to say. So you can have a service now catalog, and from catalog it is going to trigger a workflow, and that workflow is going to hit the API to trigger your job template. So all this flow that you can integrate with ServiceNow. So this is one of the thing that you can do from Ansible Tower. Yeah, so there are a few alternatives. So we have Ceph also, we have Puppet also, we have SaltStack Enterprise also. So there are a few alternatives. Again, this depend on the client, what they want to pick, and again the cost that is associated to each of these alternatives that we have. So you have to think like what exactly is your use case and how much you want to spend and what all features exactly you want. So according to that, you can choose your automation tool or configuration management tool. So demo. What I wanted to do is just to create those job templates, projects, and all these things. So I've already shown you, but I have a template created. So basically, this install packages. So when you create a job template, you have to pass few details. So I'm gonna just explain that. So you have to pass the inventory, project, and the playbook that you want to trigger. And playbook is just a Ansible playbook. Now the credential that credential is could be your machine credentials or your vCenter credentials. So in my case, it's a machine credential on which I want to install these packages. So this credential I have created from credential section, and you can hit on launch and you can run it. So for example, if I run it like this, it is going to install HTTPD package over my machine.
Shubham, we really need to close the session now.
Yeah.
Can you please?
Yeah.
Because we need to start the next session also.
Yeah. So it's successful. So similarly, you can create all those resources. Yeah. So that's pretty much all. In conclusion, we don't have much. It's just the same thing that I've told you right now. So yeah, it's just streamlines IT operations and do all these automation tasks. So that's pretty much, and it also enhances the security and all these things. So it's a powerful tool. You can explore it and you can implement it in your organization or client wherever you are working. So that's it. Thank you guys.
Right. Thank you. Thank you so much, Shubham. And in case anybody has any queries, please connect with him and he'll be happy to resolve your queries.
Yes,
Thank you so much.